Hey guys, it's me Voices and I'm back with another video. This time, this one's going to be about how being light, or as in lighter tone, lighter skinned, is like being a mirror. And this doesn't mean that lighter toned or light skinned people can't necessarily do what it is I'm about to discuss. It's just what I'm about to discuss is a bit harder for them to take in due to their complexion. And this download had came to me yesterday, and yeah, so let's get into it. So yeah, being light is like being a mirror, because people's with a lighter complexion, for example, like someone who has a pale tone, like a white person, for example, it's harder for them to be light because their light is on the outside of their skin, therefore casting their darkness or their shadows within. And think of it like a mirror. So we know how mirrors, their light is on the outside, but their darkness, if you face the mirror on the other side, is on the inside, is black. And when the sun shines down and radiates its intelligence, it is harder for people with a paler skin tone or a white person to absorb that intelligence, because again, that lightness is on the outside of them. So it is simply just the sun is reflecting off of them. They can't absorb those rays because they don't have the melanin, the darkness on the outside, to take in the light, to grow their light. Their light is already on the outside. Their souls are already on the outside. So it is hard for people with a lighter complexion to grow their light within, because their light is on the outside of their skin tone. Like, it's on the opposite. They're mirrors. They're casting out the light instead of being the darkness and taking it in. And I hope I'm making sense when I say that to you. So, again, let me reiterate. A person of lighter skin tone, the light comes in, but it is bounced off of their skin because, again, their light is on the outside. They can't take in the intelligence. They can't take in the consciousness being brought to them. They can't take it in because it's being bounced off of them. They're like a mirror. And when you're like a mirror, it's hard to expand your consciousness. It's hard to grow your consciousness because you're not receiving any. And this isn't to say that, white people can't expand in their consciousness, or a person of a lighter skin tone can't expand in their consciousness. I'm just saying it's harder for them to grasp and grow their light because their light is on the outside. They don't have the light on the inside. And the thing with being dark, and why people of darker complexions have a much higher spiritual intellect or experiences in general, is because we have the melanin to take in the sun's intelligence, to take in nature's frequencies. We absorb that through our skin, through our ears. Then the melanin's in our eyes, in our ears, it's everywhere. So we absorb intelligence on a much, much deeper level. This is scientifically proven. You can go look it up and do your own research, but this is scientifically proven that people with darker skin tones have even melanin inside their brains. So what does that tell you? The intelligence is deep, deep within. And to come to the light, you must go through darkness first. Hence why people who come into darker tones or darker fleshes have a much higher level of intellect, more natural awareness, more natural instincts. We're innately born with that because it's an innate intelligence that is already programmed or put into a person of a darker skin tone. And as I was thinking this, I was brought into so many different levels of perception that it just kept going deeper and deeper. It was like I was folding into different layers as I was thinking about this. And again, people with the darker skin tone, they can absorb that intelligence and not have a harder, or have a much more easier time developing their consciousness, because the intelligence is able to come within them a lot easier. And our darkness is on the outside. And when your darkness is on the outside, you can pull in light, information, intelligence a lot easier because you absorb it. You're a sponge, so your processing system is a lot more faster than those who have a paler skin tone. Those with paler skin tones have a slower time, a much more difficult time processing their information. And again, this is not to say that they can't or never will expand their consciousness, but it's a different level of awareness that they are born into because their darkness is on the inside. This is why people with paler skin tones don't experience the spiritual awakenings, or have, like I said, are out of touch with their spirituality or with themselves or their essence, because their essence is on the outside, and their essence, their souls aren't within. They don't house the light within. It's not hard to explain, but I'm trying to give you guys a analogy that would make sense more to you, to how you could comprehend it. So hold on, let me think real quick. It's like I'm really trying to think. Okay, so for paler skinned people, it's like they're oh my gosh, why is this so like, it was so much easier in my head when I was going through this download. But basically it's just like, it's like they're already, the light is already on the outside of them, and when they go around everywhere, it's like they blend in with the intelligence, you know, and the intelligence can't get in them because it's reflecting off of them. It's just, that's the only way I could put it. It's literally like they're mirrors. They cast out the light and they withhold their darkness. Not to say that they're evil or anything like that, but when you don't have a source like the sun to constantly purify your consciousness or your darkness, your shadows and things like that within you, or to heal you, you begin to house that darkness, that negativity within you much more than those who are able to receive that purification, that intelligence, that awareness constantly. And I hope that makes sense. They're the mirrors. Light or paler colored people are mirrors. The sun doesn't reach them in depths the way it reaches people with darker flesh. And the sun it can't communicate with something that is not able to pull it in. And that's just how nature works. This is not a race thing. This isn't a race thing. This is a nature thing. This is within nature. If you do not have the melanin or the darkness to take in the light, you're just going to be an opposing force to it. That's just the way everything works. That's how it works. This is not how, you know, I'm trying to put something over the other. No, this is how nature works. Nature works through darkness and then comes through light, not the other way around. And even when you die, you go back into darkness and then you come back, you know, into awareness or light, or however you want to call that. But yes, being of a lighter skin tone, you are like a mirror. You cannot take in the light. You cannot grow your light. When I keep saying light, I mean your soul. Your light is the soul within you. And this is why they have a harder time comprehending or picking up on spiritual awarenesses, or even cultivating their gifts, because there's been no radiation, no sun, no intelligence to grow their own intelligence, their own lights, their soul, their source. So this is why the difference in consciousness is different for the darker skinned people and lighter skinned people, or paler toned people, however you want to say that. The consciousness is completely different. If I go talk to someone who is unenlightened, and they are of even dark-skinned people can be unaware, but they still have, no matter what, a certain amount of awareness that lighter toned or paler toned person won't, because like I said, they can pull in the radiation, they can pull in the intelligence. The awareness might not work as fast as someone who looks like me and is cultivating their awareness, or could look like someone who's pale and cultivating their awareness, but they still innately by nature are born with more of that light because they can pull it in. But I hope this made sense to you guys. You know, like, share, comment, subscribe. Let me know in the comments of what you think, and how this made you feel, how this correlated to you. But yeah, I'll be dropping a couple more videos here and there, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.